Lego tips for parents. If you're just starting out, or if you're not just starting out, but you haven't figured the Lego thing out. Um, if you're not a parent and you're doing Legos, you probably have a lot more figured out than me. And you probably made a video like this. But anyways, sorting Legos. If your kids are big Lego fanatics, do not go through the phase of sorting by color. I was just at my best friend's and helped her sort Legos, and she's sorting into shape, so we finished sorting the last ones that she had to sort, because they have done color previously, so we had long discussions about this. I wish she was here with me to give her insight, but I will share the wisdom that I have gleaned from her and from our own household. We are a huge Lego household. Like, we have multiple sets. My kids got certain sets when they probably shouldn't have, and I have I have a child who likes to put Legos together, and then that's it. It goes on the shelf and don't touch it again. Like, he's what's his name? The president guy from the Lego movie that wants to super glue it together. I have kids who put sets together and then play with them incessantly, and so things start to break off, or guys get interchanged because they have like a gazillion guys that they just play like Lego army with, and then I have the child who will play with it sometimes but actually keeps it all together. But anyways, so we have sets in our house. We must have all the pieces or most of the pieces because we don't throw Legos away. And we're at the point where I'm like, some of these should be rebuilt, and also that'd be fun. And then I don't have to buy you a new set. But how do you go through and find the pieces? That is the trick. So, FYI, if it's bothering you, yes, my eyes are red. They are dry and inflamed, but they're fine, even though they look irritated. Okay, so Legos. This is what we have often done here, is just like a big bin with Legos, which, it works. My kids play with it, but as you can see, you really got to dig. And free building, it's fine. They're very creative, and they just dig through and find stuff, and they have their own little boxes that they keep special things that they find in. But if you're trying to build something really specific, that's difficult to find pieces in, and it gets frustrating. So when I finally get around to it, we are going to sort them by shape, because if you look at these, like, these are all flat pieces. Now, mind you, I would probably sort these even into further smaller categories, because when you get really small, I thought I had some in here. If you can hear me over the clanging, if I have a small piece like this, that's going to be hard to find in a bin of all flat pieces. So maybe pieces smaller than 4 that are flat get their own little bin. I don't know. You have to decide for your own household how detailed you want to be. But the guiding principle is, how easy is it going to be to find the piece that I need? If I can still find it, if I combine these categories, combine them. If I'm going to have a hard time, then maybe separate it into a couple smaller categories. Example, if you do it by color, is this. It looks cool. There's a lot of organizing shows that emphasize color. And, for the bigger pieces, sure, you're probably going to be able to find what you need, even though it may be a little tricky. But if you're looking for a piece like this, you see that? In a gray bucket, or there's some other, I know I put flat, like 1 square pieces in there. If I'm looking for tiny pieces of gray in the gray bucket, I'm not going to find them. But if I have a bucket of tiny one pieces, I can find the gray one. I can find the gray slanted one, because maybe I have those categories together, or maybe I have slanted ones separate and non-slanted ones separate. So again, don't get caught up in your head. That's what I'm gonna have the temptation to do when I do this. It's funny, I actually don't like building with Legos. My husband loves building with Legos, and most of our kids love building with Legos. I don't mind sorting them. It's like a puzzle to look for the different pieces. But, like, don't ask me to build them. It hurts my fingers and it's boring. Um, but, anyways, I totally lost my train of thought. But, oh, no, the guiding principle, when you get into how detailed you want to be, I say start as broad as possible. Because remember, you have to get your kids to do the system. Any system you adapt, you have to get the family on board with. Otherwise, it never works. So start broad, and then based on the personalities and needs of the people using the Legos, how specific do you need to get to be able to find what you need to build how your Lego people like to build. Um, I mean, I guess there maybe are scenarios where you sort by color. If you're doing a lot of no, don't do it. Don't do it. Sort by shape and broad categories as is functional, and do what works for your family. Have fun parenting.